the market responded the way it responded. We weren't expecting any surprise from them. We realized that every indices will remain the same. And so there was nothing surprising there. So there was not necessary. We've seen that the monetary policy, but what will make the market respond to any policy from the monetary policy, it will be when the physical side are able to do something. For now, we just see the monetary policy trying to make sure they get the economy back on stream without any help from the physical side.
Right, but Muktar, looking at the engagement from the Syrian governor Emefiele today, what's the big take home for you from the engagement today?
I think the big take home for me is what the statement he made, that they cannot put so much burden on Nigerians any longer. They believe Nigerians are suffering, and also small businesses. They don't think small business should continue to suffer. They are thinking of how to bail out small business, that any increase in rate will be detriment to small business. I think for me, that is a good take-home point. That shows that they are really listening to the yearning of the people, and they know that things are not as good as it used to be, and even bad than what it was before now.
All right, before you came on board, I just had an interview with the CEO, the group CEO of Helios Towers, talking about that deal with Airtel Africa. Looking at that stock, though, in the markets today, what's your take on that stock, and what's your look in the long term?
Sometimes when you look at all these deals, it comes out and then there's those price movement. But after some time, you need to look at such deals and begin to look at the numbers. Some in the short term, it could go up, but what normally keeps it stall is the long term when we see those numbers coming in. Because when it comes to deals, some details of those deals are not known until the numbers start coming out. So it's a good deal, but we have to wait and see.
But still looking at that sector, though, any prospect for you in the telecom sector? The top pick.
Well, the telecom sector, I think my big prospects still remain MTN. I'm still going on MTN to be the key player of that sector. And I think presently, when you look at them comparable to Airtel, you see Airtel price is way higher than MTN. But in terms of profit margin, in terms of network coverage, even in Nigeria, they're the largest network in Nigeria, and also in some part of Africa. So for me, MTN is still a stock to watch in that space.
All right, now let's get into some of the earnings, and let's look first at the banks and what you make of some of the earnings that we're still expecting in that sector, as well, and what you make generally of how that sector has been, especially dividend-wise. Yeah, Muktar, if you can hear me, I wanted to get your take on the banking sector, looking at some of the earnings that we're still expecting and some of the ones that have come in already.
Came in. If you look at those earning reports that came in, you realize that the positive from Zenith Bank and from GTB, but the negative we saw is from UBA, and you saw the way it reacted to that, and that's why the price of UBA has come down. So we are expecting Access Bank, we are expecting First Bank, we are expecting the Tier 2 bank also to come up with their result. That will be a determining factor to know how to go forward with this banking stuff. But for now, the tools of investors still remain GTB and Zenith Bank, giving investors good numbers. Although investors are apprehensive now why it's taking too long to get the Access Bank result out. And also even the GTB result came out a little bit late. Also, comparable to what we normally obtain before, whereby we have Zenith Bank and GTB bringing out their result almost at the same time and during the same week. So, but investors are still confident when the numbers came from GTB. That shows that the regulators were trying to do a thorough work, and especially when the numbers also from UBA came and they were not able to meet investors' expectation despite the high earning per share that they came up with. And so for now, I think investors are still sitting down waiting for these banks to come up with their numbers, especially Access Bank, and then one of the Tier 2 big banks. Then we'll begin to say where the direction of the banking sector will go this year.